Is gutter a good business in 2025? Let's get into all the pros, all the cons, all the excuses, all the reasons yes, all that stuff that I hear on a regular basis. So first and foremost, let's cover like why people think it's not a good business to get into. Because if you get on any of the pages or the forums or whatever, we don't really have forums anymore, it's all Facebook pages, but you get on any of those pages and you ask this question, you're gonna get a plethora of answers, but majority of them will be a bunch of people saying, no, the gutter industry is already riddled with a bunch of hacks. We don't need more people here. A bunch of people charging way too little, blah, blah, blah. Like it's all too saturated or whatever, right? That's the number one like answer you will get if you post this on a page. Now, something that you need to know about these Facebook pages is, one, they're mostly gutter installers who don't have any business experience. All they hear is the guy they're riding along with who owns the business bitching that people do it for less than he does. How could people beat my prices? Like it's a race, they're racing to the bottom, all right? So that's what they hear. Second, the gutter industry is over 90% owner operated, all right? So 90% owner operated. That means 9 out of 10 gutter business owners that you talk to are the guy that answers the phone, does the sales, does the install, collects the money, pays his guys, and everything else in the business. That's it, all right? They might have 1 or 2 helpers. That's 9 out of 10 gutter guys. That's wild, but that's the truth. So they're stuck in their own little 3-foot world. The gutter industry is not like roofing, solar, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, where private equity has been through it all already. The gutter industry is also like an unmined area when it comes to knowledge. Like, yes, there are people who are very, very, very good at doing gutters. Absolutely. But when it comes to the business side of things, it's one of those businesses that just hasn't been, like, nobody's jumped in it and made a huge splash ever. We don't have like the roadmap that roofing does or HVAC or any of those other bigger companies do. We don't have a Tommy Mello, all right? So think about garage doors. Tommy Mello got started in garage doors, but there was already a few big players in the industry. You know, I don't remember the names, but Premier or something like that, Green Truck, and some other big companies that had multi-locations across the country. So Tommy kind of had the roadmap to follow for them, all right, or from them. We don't have that person in the gutter space. There's like, there's a few companies that are national. I think of like True Team that is huge in insulation and whatnot. They just follow the track builders, the DR Hortons and Pulte's and whatever, and they're huge, huge, huge volume, all right? So they offer gutters, but they're not really out selling to homeowners and things or marketing in that way. So we don't really have the huge national brands with 13 locations in different states, and like we don't have that in the gutter space. So there's not really that roadmap, and it's a lot of guys living in their own little 3-foot world. We have Gutter Launch and some other like little gutter communities that have started up that are starting to mastermind and think bigger. So the industry is evolving and changing quite a bit right now. But at the end of the day, like, it's still a very, very small percentage of people that are in these masterminds that are attending these industry events and whatnot. All right, I think GutterCon last year had like 300 people at it. All right, so again, 300 people when there are like 9,000 registered gutter companies in the States. So very small amount of people who actually are showing up to better their business. All right, people get stuck in their own little 3-foot world and they think, I'm doing pretty well for where I live. I make a good living. I'm a hot shot. I'm the gutter guy. I'm whatever it is, all right? So when you ask this question in a gutter page, expect that answer. The gutter market's already saturated, blah, blah, blah. They'll try and keep you out of it because they fear competition, all right? So when it comes to the reality though, let's talk facts, all right? Is the gutter industry saturated? No, the gutter industry is not saturated. The largest companies, I've done studies on this, the largest companies, whether it be HVAC, electrical, garage doors, gutters, roofing, whatever it is, max, the highest number I saw was they had 11% of market share. All right, 11% of the market share. And these are companies doing $20, $30 million in a year in one little location. Then they have 17 other locations across the country. All right, now they have max 11% of market share. Most of them, the average largest in the area was 8 to 10% market share. So when you put that into perspective, if you look at, say you live in, let's pick a random place, Raleigh, North Carolina. All right, you pick Raleigh, North Carolina, and you look at, and you Google gutter businesses near me, bam, there's 70 of them that pop up on Google. And you're like, man, 70 people beat me to it. Actually look at it, all right? You might have 3 or 4 that actually have a good online web presence, that are a company that looks like somebody actually would call. And then take it a step further. Actually call these companies. See how many of them pick up their phones, how many don't pick up their phones. You'll be shocked, all right? When I first started my gutter business, that's exactly what I did. There was like 4, I live in a very, very podunk area. My city has 8,000 people, my entire county, just over 30,000, all right? There was 3, 4 gutter companies in business when I got started, and I called every single one of them. Not one of them answered the phone. And I was like, shoot, if I just answer my phone and show up, I'm gonna win. None of them called me back, all right? I left voicemails. I tried again, I left voicemails, 1 called me back. All right? So, and you might be thinking, well, Colin, you're just sitting in a gold mine, blah, blah, blah. You might be right, or you might be wrong, and that just might be another excuse, all right? It might be another obstacle that you're putting in your own way. But go ahead, call them, and call all of them. If there's 75 in Raleigh, call all 75. And guess what? If 7 or 8 of them pick up, the odds are still in your favor, all right? This isn't Hunger Games, but the odds are actually in your favor. You can win bigly with this. So the gutter business as a whole is actually a gold mine. I've said it for years. Gutter is the gold mine that most people don't know about. Private equity isn't here yet, so therefore people don't know about it. It's not a huge get-rich-quick scheme, all right? You can't just throw money at it and boom, now you make a ton of money. Like, it requires hard work still, just like anything. Anything good requires hard work. You're not gonna get rich overnight with it. But if you actually pursue building a gutter business the right way, I would argue the gutter launch way, but that's besides the point. I'm making free content here. I'm not trying to sell you. But if you pursue building a gutter business the right way, it will take care of you. You will be successful. You can make a lot of money doing so. I've got a client right now who's a little over a year into business and consistently doing $200,000 months with 2 different trucks, all right? That's it. He's running $200,000 per month. He moved to a completely new state where he knew nobody, launched a business in June, all right? And within 7 months, he was consistently hitting 6-figure months, all right? This is not normal, all right? Let me be clear, that is not normal, but the only reason it's not normal is because people don't take the right action, all right? They get busy doing all the monotonous crap in a business and they quit focusing on growing the business. They're too stuck in it to be working on it. And I know that's super cliche to say, but that fellow's his name is Christian, and he did a fantastic job of being able to remove himself, put in some extra hours when necessary, but remove himself, look from the owner's box at his team playing, and guide them in the right direction. It was pretty darn awesome, all right? So he's kicking butt, taking names. Now he's got a production manager, sales team. He's living his best life with his wife and his 2 kids, all right? Because he chose his hard. He chose his hard. He could have let it stay hard and just been working his butt off all day, making great money, but working his butt off all day, every day. Instead, he chose the hard of building people. So the gutter industry is extremely lucrative. I don't care if you live in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, all right? It's known as like the mecca of cheap gutters. And you can go there and you can find a gutter guy that'll do your gutters for $4 or $5 a foot. Yeah, you can, all right? But you can also find guys, I've had multiple clients there that have been able to get $16, $17, $18 per foot for their gutters, all right? It's all about how you present yourself as a business, how you present yourself as a human being, and the word of mouth, all right? Getting good reviews, getting customers talking about you, and being happy and giving you more money, all right? When you pull into someone's house, you can guarantee that they will have some sort of car between $1,000 and $1 million car, all right? People buy different cars every single day. Why wouldn't they buy different gutters? Why would somebody not spend more on your gutters and only spend a little bit with this guy? Like, it is what it is. People buy cheap cars every day. People buy expensive cars. People buy cheap gutters every day. People buy expensive gutters. It is what it is. People want what people want. Give them your options and you can be wildly successful. So the gutter business is not a saturated market. I don't believe that there's a such thing as a saturated market, going back to referencing the largest players only having 11% of market share. I also don't believe that you have to have multiple locations in order to hit a couple $1 million in total sales. You also don't need to have 1 million trucks, all right? When I show up to events and I tell them that my trucks can do 1.2 million in a year, one truck, they're like, what? No way, man, I'm running 3 trucks, we're only doing 800,000. You're blowing smoke, you're lying, you're, in modern terms, capping, all right? It's like, no, I just charge what our guys are worth, and my technicians make a really good living, my sales reps make a really good living, my office staff lives very well, we have management. Like, it costs more money to run an actual business, not just be chucking a truck and paying our guys pennies on the dollar, and the only reason you get to keep them is because you keep them too busy to be applying for other jobs. So we don't play that game. We take care of our people here, and we charge our customers more so that my internal clients can have a good living, spend their money back in the community, and support all the businesses and support everybody else, all right? So you have the ability as a business owner to change your local economy, and I'm doing that, all right? I've got homeowners. All of my employees get to be homeowners if they want to be. They all own nice vehicles. They all like most of them are the primary income. Most of them, their spouses are not working. They're the lone income. That's important to us. That's our company culture, and it is what it is. All right, it's just you attract what you are. My wife doesn't work. She stays home, homeschools our kids, homesteads, all that fun stuff. And I've got a group full of people here, and that's basically what they all do. So there are so many opportunities inside of the gutter industry. Like I said, it's so untapped. If you show up, this is literally how I sell. And a cowboy hat, a t-shirt, nice pair of jeans, and boots. That's it. Like, you don't need to overdo it. You don't need dress slacks and a tie and all this crazy stuff, all right? If you just show up, wear your company logo proud, you can do really, really well in this industry. It's not that difficult. But so many people show up looking like they just got done working an 8-hour day, covered head to toe in sealant and paint and God knows what else. Reeking like marijuana smoke, like you name it. The industry is so simple to take over. You drop me in any market in the US, other than maybe like the desert where it doesn't rain or something like that. But you drop me in any market in the US where there's actually a demand for gutters, and I will show up and build $1 million business. Right? It's not that difficult. And you might say, well, Colin, you're the super smart guy. Nope. Actually, I'm really, really dumb. My wife and I were just laying in bed last night talking about this, and the difference between, we were talking about a friend of ours who tends to walk with a little more confidence and like knowledge and understanding than he should. And I was like, then you got me on the other side that I'm just like really dumb. And she's like, yeah, but you're smarter than you give yourself credit for. And I was like, maybe, but I think I'm really dumb. I just try a lot of stuff. I'm not afraid to try things. And that's what separates the winners in this industry from the losers, is people who take action versus people who they just take the wrong action. They just go out and install gutters. They're not building a business. They know how to do a thing, and that's it. In this industry, you will see a ton of technicians buy a gutter machine and start a gutter business. And then poof, they disappear within a year or two, maybe even 3, all right? They might make it a little bit, but they disappear and they go back to work for somebody like myself. You'll see a lot of sales reps, all right? Leaf Filter's really, really good at creating other gutter businesses because their sales reps get really confident and they're like, I can sell this system for $70 a foot. I can surely go make a lot more money if I just start my own gutter business, use the same subs, and sell my product for 30 or 40 bucks a foot. I'm making way more money. And they don't understand how anything, and they lose it all, all right? Maybe they don't lose it all, but they never actually make the money they want to make. They can't handle it mentally. The rest is history. Same thing, all right? The E-Myth is a fantastic book that describes this. You have to be a business owner, a CEO. You cannot be a technician running a business. You cannot be a sales rep running a business. It doesn't work that way, all right? You have to think like a business owner and take the right action that builds your business, not your product, all right? That's it. So long story short, there is a plethora of opportunity in the gutter industry here in 2025 and the foreseeable future. All right, gutters get replaced regularly. They are a wear item. It is not like, oh, every house has gutters, no more need for it. It's just like a roof, okay? I remember years ago, one of my mentors was like, yeah, well, he was a mentor slash boss when I was, before I was a business owner, I worked at a supply house, and Colin, I'm getting real worried that here in the next few years, we're not gonna have any more roofs to deliver because there's a lot of architectural shingles in all these roofs. I am replacing architectural shingled roofs almost every day. It's crazy. It's time. It's a wear item, all right? At the end of the day, it's a wear item, and we have a lot of guys that think they know how to roof out there. So it's really easy to replace their roofs. But anyways, gutter industry, super, super, super volatile. All right, let me clarify that. There's a lot of highs and lows and all that fun stuff, especially if you live up in the north. Wintertime can suck. I live in a very, very like tourist heavy area. We basically shut down January, February. So I got to build up cash reserves. Know that I'm going to lose money January and February. Maybe. Last year we got really lucky in February, had a couple big jobs hit and we made money. But mostly lose money January, February, and then make our money the rest of the year. It is what it is. So there's volatility to it. If you get into the industry, don't get yourself married to being a subcontractor for roofers, siders, builders, any of that, because their market goes like this too. And when it's down, you're down, all right? Sell your own jobs. You can make a lot more money selling your own jobs, be a lot less busy, deal with a lot less headaches, and get paid faster, all right? That's just my experience of it. I built the whole retail side first, and now we're building the subcontractor side because the retail side supports the vehicles, the management team, the admin team, all that, and the warehousing and all that fun stuff. So we can afford to build this side and not get paid for 30 or 60 days on the back end, all right? So it looks a little bit different than if I were to go start a brand new business and just chase contractors and buy their business, all right? It's a way different game. So overall, there's a ton of opportunity in the seamless gutter industry right now, today, like this minute. If you want to move really, really fast, go to gutterlaunch.com, and I would love to show you the right action to be taking, or just start taking action yourself. Figure it out the hard way, like we all had to. It took me 6 years before I figured things out and had a business per se and not self-employed. There's a ton of opportunity. You can make a lot of money in the seamless gutter industry. Don't wait. We'll talk to y'all. Get after it. Give bigly so that you can win bigly.